welcome to Handelabra Live. It is Tuesday. It is time for more previews of Spirit Island content. It's coming soon. I'm John, aka Migrant P, and I'm the lead developer at Handelabra Games, working hard to bring you more content. So, Handelabra Games believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible. Anyone working against those goals is not welcome and will not be tolerated. They'll be excellent to one another. Say hello in the chat. Anyone here excited about this spirit? And ask your question. Say hello. Find your ways. So, let me move myself out of the way a little bit because I'm actually in front of the spirit lately. You go over here. Hello, Gracie Paz. So, Finder of Paths Unseen. What an interesting spirit. Well known to the Dahan. Almost commonplace, but deeply enigmatic. So this spirit is very high complexity, all about control and moving the invaders and other things. It has a pretty big downside, which we'll talk about, but overall it's very powerful, especially on a team. And you can see in its summary of powers, control is super high, offense is negative. And it's seems like it's a bird, but also it's kind of a snake, right? So, bird snake, Finder of Paths Unseen. And that comes across in its theme a little bit, I think. So, hello Kokomote and Evil Dice Monkey, welcome. We're going to have a look at Finder and play it. So Finder's growth has 4 options. You pick one. Pretty straightforward, I guess. You have reclaim and gain a power card, but also ignore range this turn. Add a presence and get +1 card play. Gain a power card, add a presence. Add a presence in any land. Gain 2 energy. Any land. That's something. And the presence track is a bit of Starlight vibes, I feel, because you can go a lot of different ways with it. You have to start at the start, sun or earth. Which to me is almost like bird / snake. And then, but you can go down to the middle, you can keep going across, you can go around and come back, you can go in all sorts of different directions. So you can build your spirit in all kinds of different ways. Never associate snakes. Well, I mean, have a look at this. That's a snake, right? Scales. Snake tube. Special rules. Responsibilities to the dead. After one of your actions destroys one or more Dahan invaders or directly triggers their destruction by moving them, destroy one of your presence and lose 1 energy. If you have no energy, destroy another presence. So you can't really blow stuff up unless you do, like, once in a while, very big destroys. Tail feathers? I don't know. I never seen a hummingbird that has that. Like, you see how far down this goes? Like, that's too far. That's too far for a bird, and it doesn't have feet. Where's the feet? The feet are a snake. So that's something. You also have open the ways. You may make up to 2 of your lands adjacent at a time. You may change which lands are adjacent once between actions. This is what makes Finder complicated. This rule, basically. I mean, the other stuff is complicated, but this makes it really complicated. And we'll see as we get into the game. Innate powers are fairly easy to reach, really low thresholds. We have pushing invaders from at range 0 effectively, and he has a repeat. And close the ways is actually, each level is a separate power, so you can target separate lands and reach them separately. But they're shown here together, but they act as separate powers, which you'll see. And you actually start with 6 cards. So I'm in front of this one. Let's drag it over here. Circuitous and Wending Journey, push up to half, round up. You see the other innate power says round down. This one says round up. Push invaders, do likewise separately for Dahan, Presence, and Beast. Then aid from the Spirit Speakers. Pretty strong. For each Dahan, you may move 1 invader, Dahan, Presence, Beast to a single land within range 2 that has Dahan. I guess I can always do this too. Offer passage between worlds. Move to 4 Dahan between target land and one of your lands. Or basically protect 2 to Han. Paths tied by nature. This is slow power. You can move up to 2 invaders to Han. Presence beasts. You can notice that theme to a land within range 2 that has the same terrain. So mountain to mountain, jungle to jungle, so on. Traveler's Boon targets another spirit. And again here, like sort of snaky, right? Move up to 3 of their presence to one of your lands and move stuff with it. And Ways of Shore and Heartland. This is similar to the other card, but instead of terrain type, it's coastal or inland. These two are very similar to each other, right? Okay, so that's Finder. So Finder works best with a team. So let's add another spirit that is going to be good at dealing damage. I don't know, board F. Look at this, a spirit that's good at dealing damage. All right. So Rising Heat. So Scotland is we're gonna keep rolling on Scotland. Let's go up to Scotland 5. After a Ravage action adds Blight to a coastal land, add Blight to that board's ocean without cascading. Treat the ocean as a coastal wetland for this rule and for Blight removal and movement. Yikes. Alright, difficulty 8. And I don't know, I mean, the spirit's really strong. I'm not the best at this spirit. But let's see how we do. I'm gonna change the background, maybe. Let's make the background Lanty. No idea how to play Finder. That is valid. That is very valid. So your setup is you add presence in land number 3 and then 1 presence on any board in land number 1. So I can pick any land number 1. I guess I'll go onto the other board and maybe we can figure out what we want to do from there. So they explore in the mountains. This is a land. Often Finder wants to set up lands where the invaders get funneled into it, and then the other spirit can set up there and deal damage. That's something you can do. So we have this button on Finder's presence panel. This is the Open the Ways button. You see it's 2 lands sort of with arrows together. And so during the spirit phase and the power phases, you can change which lands are considered adjacent. So I can click on my 2 lands here, and then they get a Finder icon on them. That's showing those 2 lands are under the effect of Open the Ways right now. And I can change it, and I can say I don't want them to be adjacent, or I can make them adjacent. Whatever, let's keep them adjacent. That's not doing anything really right now, but it could, for example, if I put presence in here, I could potentially reach my presence further or whatever. So, because this is adjacent to that at the moment. So if I have my presence in here, I could then put my presence 2 away from this land, which doesn't actually work in this example, but if it did, then it would work. Actually, no, it does. I could put presence in this mountain, whereas I couldn't reach it. Well, I could, 1, 2, 3. In small boards, it doesn't always make a huge difference, but for presence placement, but it can matter. If I put presence in here, then it does unlock more options. All right, so what do I want to do? Stop them from at least cascading in F4. They're not building cities or anything right now. They are going to build here no matter what, because there's adjacent cities. So we can't stop that, but we could push out what they build using something like this. Push them into this. I don't mind doing that. There's so many different ways to start with Finder 2, right? You have all your different growth options. You can pick on a different track. I mean, whichever element you get isn't that important, but it really sets up what is your next turn possibility, right? Do you have the chance of +1 card play? Do you have the chance of more energy? You always can go this way, but, sometimes you want to go card play, sometimes you don't. Maybe you want to go more card plays this turn and play your 0 cost. Like, for example, we could place presence with Rising Heat and use Traveler's Boon to stop builds. That's a thing we could do. If we take that, and we could also, you know, push invaders at range 0. So we could do those 2 cards, and that also lets us push half from target land rounding down. So, you know, there's just so many different things. We could prevent a city getting built there, for example. And then the other, you know, other spirits can do their own things too. I'm leaning towards that. Honestly, I usually take this option at the start because you're at 0 plus 0. You need a little energy to get going, right? You don't even get a chance to get some energy on the first turn except for that. So if you want to play something that costs 1 or 2, you kind of have to do something. How do we feel about that opening? We could, yeah, I don't know, it's interesting. Just thinking of what makes sense here. If we, I can't get presence in there. That's kind of the downfall of what I was thinking here, is that I could use my innate to do something to stop this city build. But one of the nice things about Binder is you notice all those things say invaders. Binder can move cities, like, casually. Binder can casually move cities around, which means a lot. That's not a thing that most spirits can do. Alright, I need to make a decision. Let's do this. I'm gonna go in this land. We're gonna ignore that to our peril. If I want to go off the energy way or the card plays way, I think what I want is to do this and then take the energy next turn and get more card plays all the time. This game, I don't know, do something different each game, right? We're gonna play that, and we're gonna play that. So this power is not really gonna do a whole lot for us because we're rounding down. I did want to do that in there if I could, but I think we just don't get our innate really well. And where do we want to move stuff with Traveler's Boon? I guess here. I kind of want it to be here though, right? I want here to be the place where we kill everything because there's already 2 cities there. Maybe I do put my presence there instead, since I'm not actually doing anything with my innate. Let's put presence there. That's gonna want that to be our kill zone. We're not gonna like start dealing damage there yet. We'll probably do Colin Herders and send guys away. I only get to move 1 invader. I guess I could use Traveler's Boon to move this, I think, but that's kind of a... I'd rather stop builds entirely, right? Alright. We want to put down 2 presents? I think so. We're going to be moving it in a second. Let's stop them. I don't want them to build here. So we want to. I think I just want energy. Right, banking some energy. That seems good. Okay, so we're gonna move presence here. Just 2. And you're coming with me. And so I could push, like example, I could push Dahan from here to here. You can see how that works here, right? Oop. I don't know that that's like actually useful though, so let's hit undo. You are here to see the unseen path. I don't really want to move these cities either, right? Like, I want to get in here and push them like later, but for right now. For right now, we're fine. I'm happy to have the Dahan paired up and everything, so finish. So, during the invader phase, you don't get to, like, control when things happen, right? So, with Finder, before every action, you get the chance to open the ways. So it's going to pop up before every action and say, okay, this is going to happen. Do you want to open the ways? So you can do that. You can say, yes, I want to, you know, have these to be adjacent, which, you know, basically you can strategize if you're a Finder expert and you can make that change to open the ways before every action. If it's not going to matter and you don't really care, then you can just press skip and it will stay the way it is, or skip the rest of phase and we'll, you know, so I'm just going to hit skip and you can see strategize if you're a Finder expert. Yeah. And if you think it's not going to matter and you don't care at all, you can just hit skip the rest of phase and it won't ask you unless there's a triggered action. So that pop-up can also occur with triggered actions. But, oh, here we have sands. So we do have to deal with the sands. I mean, we don't really have to deal with that much. We can just skip ravages and stuff. But so they're going to build here no matter what. So I could push these guys, but I'm going to push these guys just into this. Because I'm gonna put the Dahan there too, because the Dahan can maybe deal. There's often things that like deal damage. Oh, I should have pushed the. Sorry, I should have pushed the town. So I want to push the Dahan. I don't want to leave them. I don't like to split them up. I'm gonna move my presence somewhere else because there's no need for it to be there now. Let's move it further back. And call on herders. Dolphin is spreading a lot. Choose for me. Can't imagine many times you'll want more adjacencies during the beta phase. Well, you know, it comes up. It comes up that you want to push things around during an event or a fear card. Let's see if it comes up this this way. So interesting. So for example, we could push this here to over here, but it's not really that important because I'm just gonna push these guys, I think. I also like have Finder send all these out, but we have a Ravage skip, so I'm not really worried about this. I'd rather like get them all in here and kill them. I'm wondering if we want to, instead of stopping this Ravage, we could potentially, we could use this to send these guys away next turn. How many do I get to gather? Gather up to 2. If I bring these two. I'd rather stop this build, right? Put these into like the land with the beast. And then I can use this to send the guy away. I think that's fine. Where would he go? Problem is he has to go within range 2, but I can put my presence in another land with Han, and then that's where he goes, like here. Enable 4D support. Alright, I'm not worried about the Ravage skip this turn. I'm going to plan to use it next turn, so let's just get a power card. You can go major here, but let's take a minor. Mountain Jungle, defend 3. Oh, what if I just defended that? Or with elusive ambushes. Maybe we just defend it. I'd rather have the fire. I guess we just defend it. And let's get a presence here so we can help out with things if we need to in the back. And I don't know what else we're doing. So this is taken care of with the defend. This is going to build a city. We can send that city away to our other land with this. The kind of foolish stuff you can do. Or even using this because it's sand, right? So that's even cheaper. And then I can move these guys also. Yeah, I can use these 2 cards and I'll move all this. The sands are just going to be 1 sand. So I think I want to get energy here to play those, and I can add a presence in any land. I want to have presence here so I can get these guys out of here soon. Let's go to +1 card play. And I want to play this. We got Close the Ways. Isolate a target land as well. We're going to use Path Tied by Nature on this land. Ways of Shore and Heartland on this land. And we're just going to keep this adjacency. That's what we want. And you get another thing. Just give energy to Finder. Or deal a damage. I feel like we just want to give energy. We could stop a build, but we don't often need to play that card, so let's just do it now. Have energy. Alright, and we can isolate a land. Is there a land that we can isolate and stop? They're exploring stage 2 here. I like, blocking a coast means you could stop something in wetland or jungle here. Sometimes, like, you can pocket something with an isolate really well, but I don't, because they're gonna build here. It would be really good if they weren't building here. Then I could isolate this, and they wouldn't get to explore two lands potentially. So let's just block this here. See if wetlands comes up. On an inland land each board, replace 1 explorer with 1 town. What else we got? Not ravage, and what we push from a land with Dahan. Here is exactly where we want to have opened the ways, right? We can push from here to there, or wherever we want, but Finder has presence, right? We can change it. it happens to be set up in the way that I want it right now, but it easily could have been something else where Finder has presence that we want to push something into. So that's the thing that you're looking for with Finders. So I think we're fine. That doesn't affect this. Vader's going to be replaced. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'd rather here, I guess. Ravage and Disease Strike. Push one from a land with the Han. Here. Yeah, I'm going to push it right in here. And I don't think there's anywhere else that makes a huge difference. This guy's gonna die, that town's gonna die. Oh, we can stop this build. I mean, sure. We can do other things with our stuff, right? So, send this in here and we'll take care of it later. And again, during the Ravage, potentially do something with adjacency with something like Russia, right? Or Habsburg or whatever. There's all sorts of like weird edge cases that you want to do. I think I'm just going to click skip the end of phase. But if you undo, it will reset your setting there, right? So of course, oh, yeah. So if there wasn't a city here, that adjacency caused that town to get built, right? But there already was a city adjacent, so it doesn't matter. But okay. So this is looking a land. Oh, this is Scotland's escalation, right? Yeah. Add down to the two lands with the fewest. So I guess jungle. Don't want put in the wetlands. Thinking with portals, exactly. I guess this mountain is okay. Rather the sand stay empty. Have to deal with it. All right. So we have these two powers still, but we have, potentially changed our targeting ideas around them. I think this one still makes sense to use one of these on, but I think probably want to maybe, I don't know. This one is good. We can avoid them building a city. Oh, I can't reach that one. Oh, I guess I can, like, stop a build. I think this makes sense to do there. Oh, I guess no. I could do this one here. Okay, so this one. Let's push. Only push one. So there. I mean, is it better to do that or just stop a build entirely? Maybe we just let that wetland go, or not worry about it right now. I think that's probably better, right? Is just to let it go, because who cares about that wetland so much? Means we could get this guy out of the back. Put him in there for probable death by Dahan. A land within range 2 that has the same terrain. Hey. I'm clicking the pieces first. Hang on a second. What? Oh, sorry, I clicked wrong. Sometimes it's still gotta read what's saying. Click a land to move a piece to it. There. I click a piece to move it. There. This is a single land, right? I'm still worried about sending solo Dahan. They could get converted, but honestly, there's other Dahan that are going to get converted right next to the city, so there's no disease there anymore, so that helps. Alright, we're going to skip this Ravage, most likely. What are we going to do? Ravage is pretty solid, and we have 2 builds. We could actually use that to stop this build if we wanted to. Yeah, and there being Dahan there is helpful for this, right? I think I want to... I want to start getting energy. I can go here and have 1 energy per turn. Might want to do that. I could also get a power card. And maybe, I mean, if it's 0 cost, I could just play it. Let's do that. I got Swarming Wasps and Nature's Connection for 0 cost. Confounding Mists with Finder seems good. Put presence in here and push to an adjacent land, which is our place. It's kind of fun. That seems like I have to do that. And it's range 1, so I do need to get in there or close to there. I think being in there is good, though. And I can't play all of my cards, so we may as well start taking some energy. So we're going to Confounding Mists between those 2. Going to be lovely. What's the next explore? It's 2, then there's a 3, then there's coastal, right? Yeah, excuse me. Alright, what are you doing? You're sort of in this awkward space where maybe we just take a major. We're gonna have a bunch of energy. We want to play this, so we effectively have 6 energy per major, which is quite a lot. Let's do it. Huh. Unrelenting Growth. Unleash a torrent right here, right? That's a good torrent spot. I do have sun and fire. Not this turn, but often. And the Unrelenting Growth is very good. Settle Hunting Grounds is kind of insane with this spirit too. I think it's gotta be this though, right? And ooh, I want all of these. Get rid of that though. And add presence at range 2, range 1. Probably, I mean, it is easier for me to get into other land, maybe actually I go in here because maybe we need to do Traveler's Boon, so let's get in here. Put more energy, more damage. Do we even want to play that this turn? Maybe I don't play it this turn because getting the threshold is really good. Yeah, that's fine. We'll play next turn. Alright, we're going to block that. We're going to push invaders added to land this turn. And we are going to have aid from the spirit speakers. They're gonna build here anyways because of this city next door. They're not gonna build here though because it's not coastal. Okay, we're gonna click this land, yeah, to a single land. You gotta click the land, then the piece. The hunt as well. Years of little rain. Okay, so for each board, we're gonna discard the top minor power, or we can act ease the drought. I think ease the drought. We don't have a lot of water. I could forget one. I have a lot of energy. We ease the drought, right? Ease the drought is great. Free presence placement. I'm gonna reclaim so I can discard this. And do I want to forget one of these? I think we just want to pay, right? And +3, just pay 5. And yeah, this is just more actions. This could matter, right? Like, if it was wildfire placing presence, then you push stuff, like, yeah, it can all matter. Do I want, if I get fire, I get more of my innate power, so that's pretty cool. Your innates are fast, so it doesn't really matter getting an element here. We could have more energy per turn and water. Kind of like that because we could avoid reclaiming and gain a power card potentially. Sacred Site Party here. Move Presence is pretty strong with this bird, obviously. And it also unlocks the +2 energy next turn I could take instead. And that's actually more energy than I get by going that way. Yeah, let's do that. Each beast deals 2 damage. We lost a beast. Here we could preserve the beast. Yeah. We can just ping the towns. And then we can actually, like, make a sacred site there, do Scorchwood Waves, like, we can blow everything up there. So that's pretty cool. Because, yeah, when we make a sacred site, the towns die. And then 2 damage kills the city, and 2 damage kills the explorer. So everything dies. Except the city's gonna be gone. So maybe... whatever. We don't have to push it, right? Maybe pushed. Alright, so... this is fine. This is gonna be skipped. They're going to build. We're not adding any new adjacencies. So here we can move it. But I kind of feel like not moving it because I'm going to blow it up with my stuff here. Even though normally I would move it. Actually, not going. Because I got that extra fire, right? Otherwise I would. Alright, they're going to escalate. I don't think the adjacency is going to matter from now on, so we can skip it. Once again, oh, they're going in the sands. Cool. Put these towns in places that don't matter. With the rest of these. here. Gather. Oh, I can gather from here because they're adjacent. Amazing. I don't want that though. Why is there? Oh, it's because there's a damage from Stinging Sandstorm. I forgot. Why is there damage? Because the card says 1 damage. Doing destruction by just moving. Okay. So we're reclaiming here. And probably minor power. Get something cheap. Sun and fire. We have 1 Ravage that we could just do that. This is, they add blight to coastal land, add blight to the ocean, so that would happen there if we allow it to go through. If we get another sun, we actually hit this threshold by just playing the 1 card. So we can always get that by taking this present spot if we have to. But if we find a card with sun, then we can just push this guy away. So I think that's fine. Let's take Strike. Strike is going to do a lot of damage here in C2. I want to do this. I could like kill everything pretty much. I just want them to build more so I can kill more. I don't see why not. Let's blow it up. And so we're going to gain a power card. Hey, we got sun. They all have sun. Like calls to like seems like a good power for Finder. Also, Twin Days, pretty solid. Repeating territorial strike here. We have to leave a city alive or make sure they build a city. I don't really know what I'm doing with this. just playing it for the elements, basically. So I don't really need to repeat it, so let's just get this. And don't necessarily need to be anywhere this turn. I'm already here. Like get into here. I guess. We don't need the sun. We can bank some energy maybe. If we take water, we get an isolate. I don't think that's a big deal. I'd rather have more energy. Oh, I can move presence now too. Since I uncovered that last time. Yeah, we don't really need to be in there. I can get in here. And you can open the ways and then move your presence to another place where you have presence, right? Like you can do that. This actually should be expired now. That's a bug. Let me make a note for our team. Open the ways. F7 should have expired. That is a thing that should happen. It's possible that it did happen, but it didn't notify the UI. So. Someone's gonna get fired. Someone's gonna get bound. Nah, this is still in development. You can read the very fine print in the corner here. It says development build. You have enough pixels. I don't know if anyone has enough pixels for that. Okay. I guess we're just like blowing things up. We can offer passage between worlds. Is there a place? I mean, I don't really care that much about moving the Dahan. We have a fear card. There are events that can destroy Dahan on us, right? If there's disease, but they're not actually inlands with disease. We can just try to like pick up Olo Dahan and move them. Yes. Let's do this. Both gain and pay. Do I want to forget a card? Not particularly. And what do we want to do? There's a ton of stuff we can do. We can just do 4 damage and kill the cities. And they'll build a new city. It might be that they don't build, though. I want to leave 3 towns around. So we kill a city and 3 towns. That's 5. We just do kill everything. They're still gonna build. Let me do 6. And they're still gonna build a town, and we have explorers. We end up with a city, and just a city and an explorer left, I think. Finally. Seems alright. And what if we just double up these 2 guys? That seems good. Just 1 less chance for conversion. Yeah, so I can actually, it's between, right? I can move Dahan back there. That's the thing. Oh wait, I was gonna push this guy, but it's range 0. I didn't go in there. I did go in somewhere else. Alright, hang on. There's a whole point to me playing that card and everything. Oh, I could do a... Where did I put my presents? Hands? I think it's fine to still be there. I didn't actually want the... Use my move a presence. Go in there. I can move this one of these presences. Let's move this one. I want to still be in here. Alright, where do I want to push this guy? This town. Just done here. Keep putting everything in there. Sure. What if I do forget a card and then I can do a lot more damage and get a fear card? Ooh, the numbers went big. So for 10, I can kill everything. I want to keep the city around for territorial strife. Let's do 8. That gets us 8 fear. Right? Gross. And strife kills the explorers and we just have the city left. Sure, we get a fear card. In each land of these 2 towns. Oh, those would have all become cities. Exciting. We don't ravage in lands with strife disease again. We don't have any invaders in any lands ravaging. Push 2 from a land with city to a land without city. So we can decide where they go, but with open the ways here. It's just these 2 guys, right? If we want to teleport them somewhere, we could, but I think, honestly, they're fine to just go to this coastal land. Or this one, and maybe they... they could go here, but I think either for potential Dahan cleanup or for potential coastal attacks, I want them to stay on the coast. This is a bug that comes up sometimes still. It didn't flip the card, but it showed this first. So that's, I'm just going to report that again. Open the ways, prompting before fear. Which is an exploit, because I think you can still undo. And make a change, and then, oh, I know it's overtures. These trades seem safer. Defend 3 coastal lands. Yeah, this is when it's supposed to prompt. I don't know why sometimes it's prompting. Like, not all fear cards do that. Like, this one didn't do that, but some of them do. Remove 1 from inland. This can matter because if ocean's in the game, you can change which lands are inland with open the ways. Hey, they don't build in these 2 sands. Seems fine. This message should be better. Grammar. I'm the grammar police for this game. Fix that one. Some of these messages need to be nicer. It should say something like, Explorer will be removed from inland lands, or something like that. I didn't ask him for that one. I guess maybe because my presence was in there. Invaders will build. Sure. And fine. Mountain jungle. I don't. All right. So next up, I believe, is the coastal card. Is it? No, we're down here. Yeah, coastal, and then 2, and then all 3. So. All right. It's actually range 1, so I could actually target a different land, but best thing. Guess I could like calls to like. And strike the city, but there's no Dahan anymore. So. Is there a good target for like cost and like? D2 actually could have been fine. And then we could get to kill another town with Territorial Strike. Actually, though. And stop the build there. They're planning to build a lot of cities, by the way. That's a problem. Kill another town this way. Probably just gonna block that rat, right? We have this Ravage, but we can teleport those guys away. We're reclaiming. We have 5 energy. And I can ignore range. Try major power. Wrap in Wings of Sunlight. That means I can pick up Dahan from any land. Range unlimited. Can't afford Talons of Lightning. Or Dream of the Untouched Land. Okay, let's go with it. I have to forget a card. So I guess we defend this. Which gets to kill everything. Skip this. And try to move some guys around, so. This, actually I want to play this turn. Like perfect elements for Rapid Wings. They're kind of like similar on teleportation technologies. I guess like Costa, like the unique cards for the Spirit are just too good to give up. So Spirit Speakers is going to stop a build. This is going to stop a build. This is going to blow up a Ravage. We want to see if we pick up a defend card. Let's reclaim and just blow up. It's only 4 damage. 3 damage, really. We have the skip, though. Want to just play 3 cards? Kind of. Let's get in here as the next place to unleash a torrent. Or just do this. Too. Single land that has Dahan within range 2. Oh, we could do here. Also just move these guys. Just move invaders. I only have defend 5, so I can't put more stuff in here except an explorer maybe. Wondering where I want to put these guys. You want energy or do a damage? You could have moved presence and stopped to build. Or 1 energy. You don't have energy. Have energy. Could I have moved presence? I don't think it. Probably. It matters a lot. Maybe I should have moved presence in here. Just to, like, have coverage on. Maybe not there. Well, maybe there. Alright. Let's move these guys, since there's 3 Dahan there. Move these guys somewhere where it doesn't matter. I guess it's here. Then take the Dahan. Go here. Cool. Have energy. No, blight. And block a build. Probably this one where there's a blight. Okay. Ignoring range is fun. Alright, harvest bounty. Choose a land with town, city, ravage there. So only skips 1, right? Yeah. Alright. The painful ravage. I wish coordinated strikes happened sooner. Coordinated strikes is going to happen here, unless we ravage there. We ravage there. 2 Dahan die, 1 Dahan kills the town. It's kind of the same result except 2 Dahan die. The problem is, like, we lose a lot of presence here. We allow that ravage to go through. So I think we do this. Sorry, Dahan. There's the Scotland 5 effect. Light in the ocean. I'm gonna clear my open the ways. Good. I don't think there's anything else. Building, building. Coastal land surprise. So they only add 2 towns. Oof. Problem is there's still a lot of stuff in here. Probably just gonna skip that. I guess I could do unleash there. I could just blow this up. I can't see it. Guess I could push stuff away. Push stuff away from here, but the city's still there. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. I think at least containing this is a good idea. It's back in the sands. Not doing anything for now. Sands 2 came up early, so it's not going to happen for a while. This could make this easier to deal with, but it is a cascade. I'm sure Finder could just send them this. Right? Yeah. If we hit those 2 thresholds, then we just send them. We can do that fairly easily. So I think that's what we do with that. I guess we scorch here and then only 4 damage with Unleash a Torrent there. Enticing Splendor. That stays light. Not the best elements for me, but let's see. Maybe I want it because I need sun. Yeah. Sure. And we can skip like wherever we're concerned about, we can skip. Alright, we probably want +1 card play. We could take probably 4 cards. We could have a lot of plays here. +1 range on everything is here. Push a town city from one of your lands is here. A lot of stuff. Alright. This is range 0. I want to be in there. Confounding this options. Okay. I need to play 2 sun. And then whatever else. Rising Heat really isn't in places where I want Traveler's Boon, so I don't think that's what we want. We play the 2 water cards, we get another Isolate. I'm sure we can make use of them. I could offer passage and then defend this. And isolate so they won't build. If I isolate this and the lands are empty, then they don't build in those lands. It has to be one of my lands where I bring the Dahan, right? So and 4. I need a place with 2 Dahan. Or 3. Okay. lay paths. He's going to put all of these in here. That guy's going to kill himself. I'm going to isolate this land. So then they don't build here, they don't build here. That's the goal. This is going to go here. Lendor is going to do you. And Unleash is going to do 4 damage in here. Oh. Want to forget a power? I think we don't forget a power. We play 4 cards next turn. It's pretty solid. I think we're at 1 blight if we decide to blight. And we have another isolate. If we isolate this, they don't get to explore these 2 lands. Which could be, could be jungle or mountain. It's basically just a 50-50 for the mountain because we know it's not sands. Or we could isolate a coastal land. Whew. And avoid them getting in there, wetland or whatever, but there's blight there. I think it's fine to add blight to a land with town city. We would prevent it by paying X energy, where X is 4. Are there any safe spots? Not particularly safe, but we can't do both. Is this about ravaging adding blight? I think I'm more fine with adding blight here. Here, I think we pay. You have a cheap turn next turn. In each land with disease, no disease. Add to Han. Cool. I like adding to Han. Where is your Dahan? You have to be here. It's just there. Okay. We've won from a land where it's the only invader. That's why I should have isolated this. So we can actually block both these builds. I was thinking of that in the back of my mind, and then I didn't do it. We can stop this being a city at least. And they're still gonna build here. But at least it's one less guy. So. Well, sometimes it's good to have more guys for Finder. Your card. it over here now. So they're going into map. We did skip the floor over there. Do that. But we could have stopped 2 builds. We were smart. Or we had perfect knowledge, I guess. Alright, Coastal Ravage. 2 damage to explorers only. Yeah. And I mean, we can just deal with these. This is like a defend 2, right? We don't have defend 2, but like surely we could even just not defend it and it will go away. The same thing for this one. Let's have you go in here. I mean, it doesn't matter, but this one does have the... Move my presence, but... Presence to stay, I think. And move to one that has the same terrain. They can just go... Oh, they can go there too. Yeah, just put them all together. Opening the ways. And send it to Han. Han ran away. Alright. You could put presents and use Traveler's Boon to stop the build here. Actually, we could do it here. Let's see what card we get. If we don't get a... I mean, this is going to push up to half. We're not having Sun, so yeah. Traveler's Boon is how we get that town out of there. Gain a card. See if we get a defend 1. If not. So, Gold's Allure, slash Fleshrot Fever, slash Sunset's Fire. You know, good options for our elements. I do like dealing damage. And that works pretty well here. We have 2 Sacred Sites adjacent to each other. It doesn't help our innates as much. What are we getting? 3 fire. I need another earth to hit that. So, Gold's Allure. That actually does more damage than the other card. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Whatever. It's a lot. 4 card plays. So we want to go in here. Click, 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 click. Oh, and we're so close. If we had an earth and air, we would have, and we miss out on the explorer damage, but oh well. So you probably just want to gain a card. Push a town city from one of your lands. I could have just done that. Actually, we can do both. Okay. Don't put presence there. Presence here. Oh, I can't reach there. Oh, but I can. And I know I can. I can't. That's fine. We'll do something else with Finder. Maybe what else did that? I don't know. So I was thinking, oh, I could use this to push the town and Traveler's Boon to move this guy, but I can't get into that land. Oh, but maybe if Finder puts presence there, then I can. If Finder puts presence there, I can. So Finder wants this. Imagine this with 6 players and like all of the foolishness you can do, right? That's what it's all about. Also, yeah. We also have this Ravage that we're not skipping, and this one that we're not skipping. I guess we forgot that we were going to do that. That's fine. Let's Bird's Cry warning there and at least have the Dahan do something. I forgot that we were ravaging. Slipped my mind. It's okay. It's just blight. I also get to move presence, so I can move my presence out of there if I want. Listen, you can't always remember the basics of things like, you know, they're gonna ravage or whatever. Does that mean actually, is there a card I should have clicked? No, they're all slow, so it didn't matter. I get to push up to half of invaders. So I can push the cities out. And maybe that helps. Do I want to... Yeah, I'm still pushing stuff in here. Like, whatever. Where do I want my presence to be? Maybe here? Alright, you were going to move your presence. I'm going to push this guy. He's still going to go in there. Like, I don't care. We were going to change our presence to be here for Traveler's Boon. Oh, right, I have to make these lands adjacent. Then I can put it there. Look at that. Look at that. What foolishness is this? Okay, Traveler's Boon. Move up to 3 presents. I could actually like send presents out of here. I kind of want to keep the presents all there though, right? I don't even have Dahan in my lands. Oh, I do. I want to bring more. I want to bring at least 1 Dahan. So bring 1 from here. From here. That's good. Bring you and you. This is going to save 2 Dahan. It kills 2 cities, right? And we could kill a town with this. Or we could... I don't know. Push these cities out. Push them in here. Just have everything in there. Why not? Get in there. And energy. Reclaim for another major, right? So let's get energy. 1 damage is not a big deal. Each land of 2 more towns, push 1 town to land without town. Why you gotta be like that? We can take advantage of open the ways here. We can, it's this land, this land. Like, we don't have to push it to one of these coastal lands over here. We can say, oh, it's actually somewhere else, right? Well, not there, but whatever. Like, there isn't actually a good one. But there could be, in theory. This one actually has to go to one of these lands. That's awkward because they're going to build there. And at least this doesn't have to go to a coastal land. So we can click here and open the ways between here and here. This one does have to go to a coastal land then. I guess go where the Dahan are. I don't like this event. What is this? Dahan do 1 damage each. Oh, okay. Actually, that's fine. Hang on then. That's fine. Because they deal damage before invaders. So we can send them in there. Alright. Could have been worse. We have Dahan in the coastal lands. We kill those guys. Replace 1 town with an explorer. Sure. Here for sure. Alright, I don't think the order matters. Just clear our in the ways. Blighted. Immediately add 1 presence to a land with their presence. Add stuff. Okay. Oh, interesting. We could have lighted here first and then got more Dahan in there, but then they would have get killed, so. I get any element. I don't think that matters for the slow phase. On range on everything. That could matter. They won't have presence in all my places anymore. They have presence anywhere that matters, so. I don't know. Let's take the any. Are we adding just to one of our lands? Yeah. I guess I could go in here and then I still have presence here. Let's make a sacred site here. Don't think this matters. Oh boy, 2 cities. Oh. Yeah, that's actually kind of awkward. We have 1 blight left. Quite a turn. Maybe we should have skipped those ravages, I guess. Well, at least we don't have much of a map ravage. And we're still in tier level 1. Not for long. Right, Colin Herders can take care of that. We do have Sands build coming up here. We can also just push the one town out of there. We could push two things out of here. Yeah, things got a little messy really quick, huh? We have ravage skips. I'm just gonna blow up stuff here. Put some clear cards. Don't really have a good spot for Gold's Allure. A better place for me to push invaders. I want to make this go away. I can just gather. Oh, I can't reach that. I can gather them back in. So we can do this right up here. What if we first do this? If we first this, then the city's here. And the beast? Sure. Just push, right? And then the Gold's Allure is these two. And we don't build it there. Strike the city. And maybe we block it, or maybe we defend it. We can see. And we haven't had any help. Alright. The one ravage that matters. Maybe we want to clean up some blight, I don't know. Probably get a couple clear cards. We're far away from winning. Yeah, pretty far away from winning. I think we just want to play a lot of miners free and ether. Ooh, these are my elements. Gift of Living Energy is awesome too. This says remove blight. But what if we just don't add blight anymore? There are events that just kill us. I don't have time for desiccating winds. I mean, I probably do. Let's see what you're doing before we make a final decision there. We're not doubling, are we? No. Reclaim. Major power. We have a defend 5. Flash moving a couple things. Maybe we just defend it. Or we repeat it. Or we sleep and never waken it. Or we weave it together and skip it and blow it up, or that could be fun. How does weave and finder work? Power Storm, Unleash a Torrent, though? Seems good. I think everything's super dead there in the sands. we just gather one town? Except we can't have blight in our land. We do 1 damage here. We just move a town out, right? That's all we have to do. And we also defend 4. Okay, we could just defend and we could bring Dahan in. We have too many good cards. Right, I have to click something. So, I want to click that, and I want to click that. And I want to click this. And I want to click fire. Yeah. Okay. Also, I get to push. I get to move a presence and push. So actually, I don't need. I can push this town into here. I don't need confounding this. I could play something else. If I want. What if I just push something else? That's probably, let's just do this. I'll just push something else and prevent a build. That's fine. I can push one of these up a build. Yeah. Okay, and you're gonna repeat this. It's gonna be monstrous. We could repeat Gift of Living Energy for incredible energy. This has better elements. What if I can do lots of damage? This doesn't have my elements, but it does a lot of damage. And this can get the things to where they need to be to deal damage. Plus unlock. I'm not really getting my innates here that well, unfortunately. I do. Missing the air. I have another card play. Okay. Can I get this? That seems worthwhile. We hit this. 1 damage to each invader. I think I'm killing the sands too much, but I don't have any, like... I just had to bring them into where my secret sites are. Alright, Rapid Wings. Some Dahan from... where? What if we had more Dahan? I mean, they do enough to kill the city, right? Maybe pick them from here, because I might want those ends later. Could still leave a town alive here, but that's okay. This can send you away. Guess I kind of want you to go inland, right? Power Star. It's a lot. Right, not even bother. I mean, I could repeat this and kill a couple explorers with it, I guess. So empty this land, we need 12, all of it. Seems worthwhile. Oh, but I spent all my energy. Okay, I had to forget a card. Let's forget this. I feel like there's nowhere that Tyson Splendor is doing anything there. I could have. Yeah, I can't just. I just played it for the element, ultimately, didn't I? No. You don't have to forget this one. I think. 2. There. Oh, they're like building in one land. Nice. And I have 2 energy. More than once? I could repeat these. I could repeat these 2. I think that's probably better. Yeah, we can gather a bunch of stuff into this and stripe it and repeating this is probably worthwhile, stopping a lot of builds. Okay. Okay. +1 damage when ravaging. I think we're fine. Beasts do damage. There's 1 beast around. And add to hot. Cool. Also, I have this, which is gonna murder everything here. So. Okay, kill more stuff. This one that pops up before. Let's 1 damage per Dahan there. It's like there's only 2 that there's only 1 land that matters. Another fear card for that. One strike to a town. These guys are all dead by this, right? Still lose the defend when strike is removed. I think so, based on the rules. Could be wrong. Alright, they build a single city. Alright, I'm not worried now. After we got down to one blight, I was like, touch and go. The event could kill us, but... I mean, I'm not sure we win fast enough. I don't think there's enough invaders that we can kill them all. I kind of want to send more stuff into here to murder it. I do 1 damage to each invader and 4 damage. I have room to kill one more thing. These guys are dead automatically, so they can go in. Oh, they can all go in. Great. Everyone go in there. Everyone get killed. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, no cities. And we can Gold's Allure this guy. We can even repeat Gold's Allure. There's no invaders on that board. Oh, there's one. This guy. But I want him to die in the Ravage. So, let's do this again. Okay. Can they die in the Ravage? We don't have... I guess we just reclaim and we get our defend cards or whatever. I need to have my presence in more places to do damage. Your defend cards are in your discard pile now. We are, like, running on 1 blight. But I think we can manipulate these. Only 2 Ravages and we can move them around easily enough, so I mean... Excuse me, gain... What do we want? A minor power? Or another major power. We have 8 energy. Even fast, it's good. Blazing Renewal. Do we have Destroyed Presence? Yeah. Reason Stones. Also great. Oh, and that can let us defend as well. Okay, perfect. I don't think we're coming back to these cards. +1 range on everything. Don't matter. I guess so. Matters a bit. Alright, so this is solving both of our ravaging lands. Which means we don't really have to do anything else but maybe stop builds or whatever. Push stuff into here. They get killed. I think I just reclaim here. spur on. For innates. I don't know. I have like a million ways to solve all the problems. What if we just keep killing them? What if we just keep killing them by moving them to where we are? Do this. Yeah, bring more. I hope we can kill all the towns. We might be able to kill all the towns. You don't want that. And right. I want you to play this. I want you to push Dahan in here. I want you to send all these guys here. And I want you to send these guys here. This is ridiculous. And I want... Oh, I'm not there yet. Traveler's Boon. Happen. Gonna come here. Bring that. And that. Sure, why not? Invader. Bring on. I still haven't any element, by the way. I could get the threshold of this, but I don't think I need to because everything's dying. So let's just get an isolate. Actually, if I take a plant, then I get both isolate and that. Sure, okay. And we're gonna bring all the invaders in the island into this one little corner where we're going to do this to them. I think that might be enough. Well. Chest laser, activate. Alright, that is how Finder of Paths Unseen does stuff. With a friend who can deal damage. Because if Finder was trying to do all the damage, it would have destroyed all his presence long ago. So that has been a Finder game. Yeah. Finder and Rising Heat versus Scotland 5. 55 points, one too many. They managed to get us with a bunch of blight at one point, but we were able to survive quite comfortably. So yeah, that's been your first look at Finder of Paths Unseen. I was going to show the last scenario too, but I guess there's no time for that this week. There's one more piece of Promo Pack 2 to come. Seems like I'm in fact pretty good with Finder, I guess. Not bad, but not like... I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I'm getting the hang of it. So make sure to tune in next week for another preview of the scenario, last scenario coming, Diversity of Spirits. And yeah, Promo Pack 2 is coming soon, so you can wishlist it on Steam. Let me get the link. Promo Pack 2 Steam. Look at that. Just type it into Google and found it. Here it is on Steam. You can wishlist it, and it will, of course, be released at the same time on mobile. That's what we do. Yeah, so all the Finder fans out there, Downpour fans, Scotland fans, as well as various other things coming up in Promo Pack 2, get ready. Coming soon. We'll see you then. Bye for now.